Hi guys, welcome back. And today let's focus on taking the perfect photo. Okay, so this channel is all about photography, but the question that seems to be coming up more than anything else is what's in the mug? And the answer is, because I'm British, tea, obviously. I think almost every video that I put out so far, I have had a mug in my hand, and that mug has almost always had tea. And not just any tea, but let's get specific. Marks and Spencer's luxury gold blend. And quite often when I go back to England, half my suitcase ends up being full of these things when I come back because it's hard to get here. And if you can get it here in Canada, it's expensive. So this is the best tea. What can I say? Anyway, we digress. Today I want to focus on taking the perfect photo, and actually why taking the perfect photo is probably something that's never going to happen for you or for me. And maybe we should stop thinking too much about perfection. You've probably been in an interview at some point in your life where the question has come up, what is your biggest weakness? And the classic answer, the cliched answer is, oh, I'm a perfectionist. Being a perfectionist is not necessarily a weakness, although it can be a weakness. And being a perfectionist as a photographer can actually really hold you back. If you're a perfectionist, that can be associated with being hardworking and motivated, but it can also be associated with stress, burnout, and even depression. Perfectionism can mean that you just avoid doing something altogether until you are 100% sure that you are going to hit some mark that you've set for yourself. And that can just lead to procrastination because you never want to get started because you're so worried about not hitting the standard that you've set for yourself. Obviously, it's good to have high standards, but don't set the bar so high that you feel like you never achieve it, and then you start to get self-doubt, you start to feel bad that you can't achieve the goals that you've set out for yourself. And that can just leave you feeling paralyzed as a photographer. You never actually want to go out and do a shoot because the bar that you've set is so high that you're worried that the pictures that you take are not going to be as good as you want. And therefore, you're going to be worried that you're going to disappoint your client or whoever you're shooting for. And that is just a negative circle where things never get done. And actually, if you're honest with yourself, you'll probably agree that being a perfectionist doesn't necessarily make you good at your job. Being better each time you go out with a camera, that is going to make you a better photographer. You may have heard of the 80-20 rule, which says that you can get 80% of the results from giving 20% of the effort, and that extra 80% of effort actually doesn't make a massive amount of difference. So focusing on what that 20% is that's going to really, really make the difference, and then concentrate on that and forget the small stuff. Instead of spending hours or even days researching the best camera and the best lens and the best editing software, or just researching photographers and looking at your favorite photographers' work, although that is great, it's not going to benefit you as much as actually going out, taking pictures with your camera, coming back, reviewing the results, working out what worked and what didn't, and then why something didn't work or why it did work, and then going back out and taking more pictures. And that learning process is definitely going to benefit you more. And actually, I would say be imperfect on purpose. By going out and then learning what makes something imperfect, you're going to learn and you're going to get closer and closer to being perfect, even though you're probably never going to get there. Don't compare those pictures that you're taking to what you're seeing online and the best photographers out there. Compare those pictures to the last time you went out with a camera, or compare them to what you were doing 6 months ago or a year ago, and then you will see the progression. You will see that you are getting better, and that will give you the encouragement to keep going, keep getting out there, keep making more photos, and then you'll know that you are actually working and going in the right direction. But realize that perfection is just too much to expect, and that imperfection is actually not as bad as you think it is. You're probably setting your photo standards by the best of the best of the best for the photographers that you've seen online. And then your results are so far from what you're seeing online that it just discourages you and makes you feel like a failure. And you can almost feel like just giving up. When you are aware of excellence, then it is very, very difficult to tolerate your own mediocrity, especially when you're starting out as a photographer. It's hard to forgive yourself for taking average pictures or even poor pictures when the photographers that you're following online, or the ones that inspired you to get into photography in the first place, are not showing you all the poor pictures that they've taken. And I guarantee that they have taken a lot of bad pictures and probably still do every day. I've been shooting for 16, 17 years now professionally, and I still take bad pictures all the time. Hopefully less and less as time has gone on. But I guarantee that none of your favorite photographers are taking amazing pictures every time they go out with a camera. I remember early on in my career, I went to a workshop with a world-renowned photographer, and he showed us all the shots that he'd taken from one wedding, and not just the edited ones. And I was kind of amazed at how bad a lot of the pictures were. But at the same time, that really gave me the encouragement, because I was taking bad pictures and I could see that taking bad pictures wasn't necessarily the end of my career, and that everybody took bad pictures, but it was trying to work out why those bad pictures were bad pictures and making sure that you took less and less of those over time, and that you took enough good pictures to encourage you as a photographer and to show to clients and to get more work. And that is progress. Instead of aiming to be perfect, being a perfectionist, I would encourage you to be an optimalist, and here's why. The author Amanda Horn describes the reality of extreme perfectionists as: perfectionists reject the reality, constraints, and experiences of the human condition. They believe it is possible and desirable to be perfect, and constantly strive and expect to get there. They set impossible goals and standards, and they are unwilling to accept themselves, and they are destined to never feel good enough. In effect, they rarely give themselves permission to be human. However, optimalists set high standards and ambitious goals that are actually attainable and grounded in reality. Their goals are flexible and adaptable. They're willing to experiment, take risks, seek feedback, and see the benefits of criticism. They're curious with a genuine desire to learn and therefore get better. Optimalists value the journey, expect detours, and seek to learn from failure and don't fear it. And I love this bit: learn to fail or fail to learn. So you could say that perfectionists look to see how far they've still got to go, and they concentrate on what they're doing wrong all the time. Whereas optimalists see how far they've already come, they see what's working, and they aim to improve on that. To quote Matt Diavella, start before you think you're ready, because you'll never really think that you're ready, but trust me, you are. To be an optimalist, not a perfectionist. Aim to see how far you've already come, what's working, what you can improve on, why you know you're going to be getting better in the future, because you've got better from what you were in the past. And that is going to encourage you to move forward, keep taking pictures, keep getting better, and enjoy the ride. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like down below, subscribe if you want to see more, and we will see you on the next one. All right, cheers guys.